What the hex?
What the hex?
What the hex?
What the hex are you up to?
Hexaqueen. No Hexaqueen today.
Well,
No
what the hex
Hexaqueen.
is? Well, it's you, P. I blame you.
What the
Heck,
hex?
I only showed up because she was supposed to come.
Wait a minute, Elmire. Is that maybe I never see you and Hexaquin together at the same place at the same time? So maybe there's something that you're not telling
Maybe this
us.
shirt is the same.
Oh no, there's something going on. Okay. Nom first. Excellent.
The
Hex
world is
in SB. What?
The world is right when Nom is first.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Oh, we have some Papa B simps. Okay, Sandeep. Now, $10,000 super chat for Papa B would be nice. If you decide to simp, do it the right way.
Or 1,000 doll hairs supper chat.
You got supper chat.
You
guys.
He saw Papa Grizzly Beard and started.
Grizzly Beard. I'm turning into a wolf man. This is me after in 3 days of not shaving, so you can tell exactly how quickly I can build a beard-like structure on my chin.
No, I'm not on par with that. This is like a full month's worth of beard or something.
That's ridiculous. But then again, you're only 18 years old, so that's pretty okay.
Yeah.
So many people. So many die, Papa B.
It's a double sneeze for you, sir, from that kind of beard growth.
Isn't that?
I hope it's something nasty you got.
You know what? I did have vertigo.
And what the hell was that?
That you just you looking around, you like
the price went up too high.
No, that's not it. It's Jesus Christ with the sneezes. Stop it, Peter. Stop wishing these sneezes on me. So
I have no voodoo doll in my hands.
All right, so vertigo is it in your inner ear. You've got this thing that looks like a snail shell. And in the snail shell, there's these little crystals. And the crystals, they when you sit up, they fall down, and when you lay down, they go over. So it gives you that equilibrium. Well, sometimes when you're laying down for a while, and the crystals kind of just stick together and they solidify in one area. So when you're sit up real quick, you're like, what the fuck? And the entire room is just spinning around and around. So there's a special exercise that you go through to free them up and get them moving again. Some people go to the hospital and they get on medicine, and it in its own way helps, but it's really simple, easy method by which you kind of reset them. Now, myself, I had vertigo.
It didn't work, right?
No, it worked. It didn't work after the first few tries, and I was about to, throw up and go crazy because the room was just spinning like nuts. But then you have to get up and try it a third time, and it reset. So it was good. But it reset, and then next thing you know, vertigo was over, and then it was North by Northwest, and then it was Rear Window, then it was Psycho, then it was The Birds. And then I saw all the Alfred Hitchcock movies, and then that was the end.
Yeah. And this is a nice comment, interesting comment, fuck meter is at all-time high with SEC saying ETH staking, make it a security. What the fuck? No, I don't think so. Because Gary Gensler, the guy who should be watching the other guys, fucked up this year many, many times. And I think it's just bullshit. And he should go eat hobo's dick cheese.
Did you say Gary Gensler should eat a hobo's dick
and
cheese?
Fuck off, because he fucked up on watching the guys he should be watching.
Well, wait a minute. Who's regulating the banks right now and not having a risk assessment officer on board? Who's responsible for that portion? Certainly somebody should have been looking at that as well. And isn't this the moment that a lot of us anarchists were praying for, is that the banking system will just simply collapse. But then we were cautioned by Richard Hart, don't be hoping for the banking system to completely collapse, because then instead of asking when Lambo, you'll be asking when
food.
bread. Yes, exactly. So it's very important not to go and dance naked in the streets like it's your birthday. You're supposed to go to your parents on fixed income and sit them down at the table and say, there, mom and dad and uncle and aunt, it'll be okay. Crypto is my answer. Perhaps it can be yours too.
Maybe, yeah. But there is this meme, like millennials wanting basically the destruction of the financial system to buy houses. But it's no, because if the whole system collapses, you will have bigger problems like drinking water, shelter. Yeah, it's
It's
not,
like, hey, I got the house I always dreamed for. Of course, now I have to build a huge brick wall and get like automatic gun turrets on it because there's no more infrastructure to keep me safe or to defend my right to own this house. Then you have complete freaking desolation, and that's not fun.
Yeah. And as Richard many times said, crypto broke the game, because now a legitimate business idea is to buy coins and hold them for a few years and then retire. I mean, what the heck? What the heck?
What the heck? Hey, what the heck's in other news? Did you see Meet Kevin with the sticker and the what the heck's moment that he?
Yeah, what we talked about it. This.
Did you guys saw the
I wasn't
video?
on Tuesday.
Did you guys saw the video that was posted on X Rec Labs on the? I think that one shared it on Tuesday also.
You mean the video about Meet Kevin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it right after the stream, or like the green room after the stream. Yeah,
How dumb can you be to go to arrest someone dressed in a green leprechaun suit or something like that at 26 years old? It's like,
I mean, he's
fuck?
He's just a person with mental issues, like many others.
Well,
what is this that you're referencing, please?
Basically, there was a video that was running around that someone did talking about Meet Kevin, how he actually at the beginning was someone that would give actual real information about real estate and etc. But then it went complete degen and trying to shill referral links, shill courses, shill stocks that went on 95% all the time. And there was this one time apparently he was like making multiple videos about Grant Cardone, and at one point he actually went to his house to arrest him, dressed in like a green leprechaun suit or something like that, and he was actually arrested.
Yeah, that's what crazy people do.
Yeah.
Or just he was just making it for content probably. So
yeah, but even then it's like, okay, you move from someone that is actually giving real advice to just a moron online like everyone other person, and I'm like, okay.
Well, he did dye his hair green and pink and stuff like that before, right? And he went from self-proclaimed $4 million per year on real estate, peaked at about $4.5 million of revenue, plus all of his shills. To now, I don't know, he got wrecked on the market, or why is he completely lost it?
Well, if you saw the video, it's actually quite interesting. It was a perspective of one of his previous followers when he actually gave real information.
Yeah.
He just
And probably, I think it's maybe the sudden wealth / influencer syndrome, because I mean, like in our small hex world, there are some people who lost their mind.
Yeah, I guess
and
so.
some that never had their minds, like myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, I
That-
heard it in the chat that we were going to have Bobs, apparently.
no
But
Bobs.
no Bobs. I'm sorry.
No.
Bobs have been the Bobs, much like the banking sector, have been closed.
Yeah, Bobs have messaged me that they need to go to work. So
No, not those Bobs. I saw other Bobs on
other
the
Bobs,
Telegram
Bob's the
chat.
guy, you mean?
send Bobs. What kind of
Did you
Bobs?
saw the last Telegram messages?
In the wake up what the hex group, you mean, or what?
Yeah, in the What the Hex group. Maybe you can
Oh,
share the last one.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean
No,
that's
you
very
can,
edgy.
you can. It's nice. It's nice.
I
It's
mean,
funny.
I don't feel comfortable.
Okay.
Mike Long / that's Finbear, I think, sent me
Yes.
a 3 minute 19-second joke.
Wow.
So I don't know. Maybe later in the show, when we don't have anything to talk about, we can listen to that.
Let's
Is
let's
it
resort
1 minute?
stuff.
1 minute per laugh.
What?
1 minute per chuckle. So every
Chuckle.
minute of the joke it takes to get out, then you get a.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
All right. Oh. Is it clean, or do we have to cover the children's ears?
Nah, it's very clean. It's like maybe too clean for my taste.
Speaking of too clean for my taste, how about this price action in the hex token? What do you think? What do you think of this? Being
it's cool.
a fan of the hex token, and certainly not a financial advice giver of gifts. What do you think, young Peter and young Elmeyer?
Well, personally,
It's
I'm very
nice.
happy. I have some friends that were onboarded and even have hardware wallets now. So
You have a friend that he waterboarded? What the heck?
onboarded.
Hmm.
But other than that, it was expected, I believe, for most of us that eventually it will turn around.
I mean, did people expect? Like to go to hex go to zero or what? Like, I mean, what? 1 cent, 1 cent
1 cent,
dance.
1 cent.
It's funny you're talking about the hardware wallet thing. I've experienced a couple of things since
Who was talking about hardware wallets?
he did. Elmeyer, the guy up above me.
You did.
Yeah, he said that his onboards even have hardware wallets. And let me just tell you two quick things, quick hits about this last week. One of them was me telling everyone I was going to give them a 48-hour reprieve. If they were to come in and say, okay, I don't have a hardware wallet yet. I need to get this thing in order. I was going to grant an amnesty, Papa's amnesty from any kind of berating or let me tell you somethings or anything or wagging of the finger at them like an old bastard that I am. I said that I would give them a reprieve and come on in and bear all. Well, that didn't last too long because some guy comes in to the Telegram space and he says, yeah, so I'm really interested in Hex. I got all these stakes and all this other stuff. And then someone happens to ask him, okay, do you have a hardware wallet? He says, well, I ordered, well, okay, I'm thinking about. And that's when I broke the silence and I'm like, you're thinking about? Why would you be thinking about it? Have you come to this chat before? No, I haven't. If you have lots of stakes, yeah, I do. So welcome to the chat. Now get off the chat and go and get your hardware wallet, please. Well, can you explain why? So the nice Papa thing isn't working very well already, I find out, right? I've been,
It
you
never
know,
worked.
I've been advised rather strongly to be a kinder and gentler Papa when it comes to talking to people about, oh, really? Wouldn't you like
Who
to?
gave you that bullshit advice?
Well, more than one person in our community thought that they would
Don't
give
listen
this
to
bullshit
people. Be
advice.
yourself.
And just a moment, I'll tell you, I escalated. This time I
Do what makes
escalated.
you.
I escalated.
makes you
So the first level was, wouldn't you like to consider getting off this chat, watching this video, considering what a migration would give you, and then coming back to the video, coming back to the chat. Yeah, I'll get around to that. You know, it's like, thank you very much for your opinion. And that's the old way that I would be. It's like, oh yeah. Okay, thank you very much. I really want to know how I'm going to get rich, just like old times. So just to show people how it doesn't fucking work, I was very patient, very kind, and the guy said, yeah. So then I said, stop right there, son. Get the fuck off of this
never
chat
go
now.
full papa.
Yes. I said, maybe I didn't make myself clear, clearing my throat. You got to get the fuck off this chat right the fuck now and watch the fucking video. Did I make myself completely fucking clear? Whoa. No, get off the damn chat. Stop worrying about how much you're going to earn and start worrying about how much you're going to protect. Well, how much do I have to have in order to put it on a crypto wallet? I'm like, crypto hardware wallet?
Anything.
One hex. One hex. The one hex that you don't want the attackers to get belongs on a hardware wallet. Period. Okay, let's keep that in advisement. No, I don't hear you getting off the fucking chat now, watching the video, and then returning.
Double check.
Yes. So that was that. And then get this.
Whoa.
Epilogue.
So, no, I had to break.
Yes.
Stop you.
Yes.
Evening Hexicans.
Oh.
Where are you tuning in from? Like,
Frank
what the
is
hex?
Frank is in he would be in Korea now, I think.
God damn. Yeah, that makes sense. What time is it there? Like in Japan? Like midnight?
It's 11:18 p.m.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
good evening to you, sir.
Well, good evening to you, sir. So I have another epilogue thing here. A Hexican, a senior Hexican, I would say an older G Hexican.
The GX.
In the Twitter space, who's been there for months and months, gives me a DM and he says, I've been rinsed. And I said, all right. I hate to hear this, especially since I've seen your icon in the chat for months. I failed you. I didn't make it clear enough. You listened to me and somehow I bored you. And
just ranting.
Yeah. So anyway, the point is that we have yet another large bag that was recently commandeered by bad guys because somebody didn't take responsibility for using a hardware wallet. So stop the pain, people. Stop the idiocy, people. Their bags are going to dump on our heads and prevent us from getting to 10 cents tomorrow.
Well, I actually heard someone saying that MetaMask was actually good because it allows you to show you your seed phrase in case you forget about it, as if that is like a safety feature.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can get down with that. That's a great idea. Yeah.
That's why it's better than hardware wallets, because it shows you your seed phrase.
Just when
that
you
was
thought
basically
MetaMask,
the point.
Yeah.
Hexen has been meet Kevin interview on RH got me into this community. Thank for that. Well, you're welcome. Because with Kevin, you would lost it all.
Well, I saw that video, and apparently a lot of people lost it all, including himself. Like,
I mean, he got like meet Kevin got wrecked, right? Like few times.
Yeah.
Well, anything to do with crypto, he did, didn't he?
Not only that, but in normal stocks too. So
in stocks,
yeah. Good for him.
He went full retard.
Yep. Oh, somebody's asking how did he get rinsed? The old-fashioned way. How do you think?
But you only had MetaMask or something?
Only have MetaMask. There's a Mars stealer that took his damn seeds. That's it. End of
Yep.
story. What? There's something out there that can get my seeds on my MetaMask. Listen, Elmire, just when you thought that MetaMask couldn't get any crappier, go start up a new wallet on MetaMask and take a look at the new recovery test. You actually have to type in 3 of the words on the
Yeah,
keyboard.
you told me that. Yeah, you told me that, and that's why that makes it like the bad guy only needs
Yep.
to know not the other 9, which are very likely to be
Brute
how do you
force.
say brute force.
Yep. It's actually brute forceable. But even with the Mars stealer, you don't have to worry about brute forcing. You just simply deploy it and it'll collect your seed store file and wait for your password to be entered in, and then they got it. So
It's
Yeah.
forward. What?
it's not forwards, is it? Is it? I thought it was 3.
Jesus Christ.
That's even worse.
Lawrence,
Yes.
please check in on that. If I'm wrong, that's even crappier because then you've only got 8 words left, and
Yeah,
that's
it's like
it's
third
easily
of
brute
your
forceable. Well, not
seed
easily,
phrase.
but
Woo.
it's brute forceable with normal technology. Not even quantum computing. It's just a a nice computer with a few cores. You can run a script.
Yeah.
It's a considerably less than 12 word and way less than a 24 word, of course. Oh,
Yep.
Lawrence is recanted. It's 3. Yes. Thank you. All right. We have a question from Orion. Orion.
This one?
When you stamp your fender washers, what sort of encoding should you use so that the words are not immediately apparent if someone should discover your washer stack? Rough example.
Use smiley face alphabet.
Smiley face alphabet. Okay.
No.
By the way,
Just kidding. But it's possible.
unboxing.
Yeah.
Unboxing moment.
What are you unboxing?
Oh, you have
The
the thing
dust
from
bomb.
Unboxing
Dust bomb.
moment. Wait.
You got the dust bomb.
Damn
back up.
box.
Dust bomb special.
Let me see.
Ah.
Ooh.
Wow.
Nice.
Cool. That's a hex.com.
I
I
just noticed. Even put my name in. I'm so happy.
What do you know?
Wait for it. You're on Soul Layout now.
Show us again.
Show it.
Show us again.
Wait.
So this is a jig that Dust Bomb has made. And it's a hexagonal one. And it says hex.com on it. And it's got Elmire is a what?
It's only Elmire.
Oh, Elmire. Okay. So it's Elmire all over the place. And it's got hex.com in the inner portion. And that slots in the top. And then you can put your punches in. And then you can you show the top of it? We don't need to see the side. Come on. There you go. You stick the punches in those square holes, and you're the worst unboxer in the universe.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's the first time I've unboxed live, so give me a break.
Well, okay.
Give me a break.
Does it smell like anything?
Yes, it smells like freedom.
Pure and sausage.
Like this.
Yes.
You slide it in.
Yes.
You put the metal thing on the hole.
The metal thing in the hole. And then
hit it with a hammer.
You forgot
preferably not on top of your head.
Please
or
send
your finger.
link again.
These are available.
Have the link for...
Yes, these are available from what is it? Bomb Crypto dot comedy. Is it Bomb Crypto?
I actually don't know the link, but I can get it. 1 second.
Yeah, we're bringing this up. We got to show it properly. So these are really cool jigs that you can get, very low price jigs. They're custom. They have hex signage all over them. It's really great. And they serve a purpose. You stick your fender washer inside, it holds it still, and then you can get your embossing done very nicely around the entire fender washer. So it's a very valuable thing, and Dust Bomb has decided to perfect the jig creation and sending them out to all Hexicans. You should definitely order some.
Here is the link.
So the question was, sorry, what? Anyone know if?
I was going to put the link in the chat. if I can.
Oh,
put it in
we have
private side check.
this.
There it
This
is.
the Twitter. I will post the
Very
direct
nice.
link
Crypto
to
seed
that.
backup.
Yep.
So this is the direct link, and have fun.
The question was how to obfuscate, how to scramble
Yeah.
effectively your seeds so they aren't right reading on the fender washer set. There's many different methods. The easiest one is a Roman cipher, which is just phasing the numbers or the words themselves as they appear on the BIP39 compliant word list. Just simply for the first like 12, you would phase
Like
3
two.
up, right? 3,
Three
you
up.
would have everything corresponding to whatever word you had would be effectively 3 up on the list. So that's phasing it by 3. On the second 12 words, you could phase it down by 7. And that would be an effective Roman cipher. Roman ciphers are derived by encrypted pieces of leather that you have to wind them around a staff, and then you can decrypt the message. But if you don't have the right size of staff, you can't get the right words out, so you can't interpret what the person that wanted to send the message to you would say. So Roman cipher is very, very effective and very simple. Beyond that, you can go really crazy and write down mathematical formulas that correspond with the numbers as well on the BIP39 chart and scramble them up accordingly. But then you have to definitely keep your recipe written down and backed up as well. Otherwise, you will fuck yourself up.
Yeah. Basically, look up what, like, any type of cipher, and just Google. Use Google.
Just Google. Yeah, there
Just
you go.
Google. Just Google.
Just Google. Any question
Google.
that appears in our chat from now on, the answer will be
Just Google. Yeah.
just Google.
Let me
No.
Google it for you.
You know what, Peter? You're behind the times because it should be just chat GPT 4, you know? Just
Yeah.
Well,
just put your 24 words into ChatGPT.
yeah.
No, never do that, please.
Yeah.
It was a
Well,
fucking joke.
thanks, Dazbomb. I only received them yesterday evening, so
It's very nice.
Go.
unboxing live.
But Dustbaum probably hand walked it over to your place since he's like in your neighborhood, right? Isn't he just like dropping in your mailbox?
No, she's still is quite a few kilometers away still. Or
He's
miles.
quite a few miles away. Okay, great.
Yeah.
For me, he's continents away, so it's okay. I like Jamie Barker. Let me Bing that for you. Are you sure you wouldn't like to ask Jeeves?
Bing that for you. That's nice. I like those like Google versus Bing memes. Like when you, those are pretty dark memes. When you search like how to, I don't know, painlessly kill yourself, and Google will show you like suicide helpline, and Bing will do the trick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to mention something that's been running around through the community, which is basically the parity between X on Pulse and X on Ethereum due to the OA binding the liquidity pools and etc. And I've had a discussion here with Peter offline of why I don't believe that to be such a good idea, at least for the first weeks to months. And I believe that's why the OA won't do it. And I can explain very easily why. So, as you all can imagine, if or when Pulsechain goes live, everyone on Ethereum will get a copy of the tokens. Everyone. Which means we have tens of millions of people now with free tokens on the Pulsechain. Which, to begin with, until we have a bridge, are not worth actual numeric value or dollar value, unless there's a bridge connecting it to somewhere else or fiat on ramp or something. They won't be worth nothing until someone connects the bridge and provides liquidity, right? And now imagine that the first pool that's created is the pool between EX, so the bridge X from the Ethereum side, and the Pulse and the X on the Pulse side. And let's imagine that that bridge is created by the OA, and it pairs like 10 billion tokens on each side to make it one-to-one. Like like people have been saying, that's enough to make sure one X on Pulsechain and one X on Ethereum chain will always be one-to-one. Okay, and even if it's not one-to-one, it doesn't really matter. The logic is the same. So imagine what will it mean for the people that receive the free tokens on the Pulsechain and want to take that money out, because all of a sudden all those tokens have value as soon as you connect that bridge.
Mhm.
And since it's the only bridge available, the only pair available to swap value from one chain to the other, at least with appreciable liquidity, because most of the other liquidity pools are probably would be a lot lower than that, everyone would jump in, trade their tokens for Pulse on the for X on the Pulse side, trade it for EX, bridge that EX to Ethereum side, and what will happen then? They will dump it all for Ethereum or USDC or any other token they like. So even though you're making sure that the value of X on the Pulse chain is the same as the X on Ethereum chain, nothing is stopping people from getting that X that you bridged in and selling it down on Ethereum, making both their prices go down. So they are still one-to-one. They still have the same value in that scenario, like people are saying, but they are just pushed down quite significantly because everyone is exiting the chain, trying to cash out their free money, and you're giving your money away to non-believers or people that don't believe the chain long term, right? And even if you have other pools, if you set them with a liquidity as high as people want it, that will happen with the other pools also. And the people that provide liquidity to those pools is basically giving free money away to everyone that wants to exit Pulsechain because they just got free money. And even though you can argue that some will leave some money out or some tokens out, if you receive an airdrop that's even 5% of your entire holdings or 10% even, if I receive the airdrop of a coin I didn't believe in worth 10% of my entire value, I'll just sell that shit out and buy more X, the token I like. So imagine everyone else that got a copy doing the same thing, but selling X to buy their own coin. So the price will drop drastically. So the only way that I believe the OA could do this safely was after a while, after everyone that wants to leave leaves, after the ratio between the different tokens on the Pulsechain is more or less set or constant, and you see the amount of volume being bridged to Pulsechain being more or less the same as value being bridged out. Then it would be a good time to move in those funds to create that parity. And people say, oh no, that won't happen because people will arbit. But how will you arbit if there's only one gateway into the price of X on Pulsechain and all the tokens on Pulsechain, right? There's no arbing that. People will just run to the exit and there's nothing that enters to be able to arbit out. And even if you don't have only the EXX pool, but you have another pool, unless Richard or someone else uses the entire sacrifice value or sacrifice money that's now is in DAI or something, and puts it on the Pulse chain and pairs it with Pulse to make another corridor or another highway, that ARB is not possible. And if they do those two highways, first, the ARB will never, unless the number of people coming into the chain is higher than the people leaving, the ARB will never fully compensate for the price drop for people selling X on the Ethereum side. So it will compensate for a bit of it, but arbing never makes it back to the initial price. Like you have this gap, and then you bring it back to the middle, more or less, depending on the pools. And that's assuming that a pool would have comparable liquidity to the one between X and EX. And if people did that, imagine everyone again that got their free tokens and now have 400 million USDC in liquidity on the Pulsechain. They will run to the exits to cash out all the and take out all that liquidity while they last. So whoever creates the first liquidity pools, unless they make them very thin, and unless they create them at a ratio that's not favorable for the people that receive the free tokens, they will be just giving money away. So those are my 2 cents, basically. So for starters, the liquidity pools should be low, because if people start to pile onto it and add to the liquidity, they will be giving money away to the people that want to exit the chain right away. And remember, if the liquidity pool is small, slippage is high, and people see, okay, if I try to cash out now, I will lose 50% of my stack. So maybe I don't cash out and just leave it there, which is the point. You want people to have long-term perspective and prospects on the Pulsechain. You don't want everyone to leave. So you should incentivize a smaller liquidity pool at the beginning. Let everyone that wants to trade and swing back and forth in bridge and whatever do their thing, and most likely get direct unless they know what they're doing. And then over time, you increase the liquidity pool when you see that the outflow is more or less the same as the inflow, and the prices start to stabilize somewhat between each other.
Very deep.
Who knows? Who knows? But
And the other thing is,
I don't think I have never seen a stable price of anything. In
what do you mean by that?
Bitcoin, any kind of crypto, there
No,
is
wait,
never
wait,
a stable price of
Wait,
anything.
when I say stabilize, is like not having 100% swings every minute, right? It's like when you can trade
Yeah.
in a period of 5 minutes without having infinite slippage, right? So if at the beginning, unless the liquidity is high enough, and imagine all the pent-up demand of 2 years of waiting for Pulsechain, and people want to ratio trade and buy and sell every coin. In a span of 5 minutes, the value can go up 100% or down 100 or down 50% or 98%. So you don't want to add your liquidity then, because most likely people
But
will
that
just
will happen
leave the
only
chain with
for
their
a
liquidity.
day or two until the bridge open.
No, a day or two is when the ratios will be changing. But as soon as you open the bridge and then those ratios have a dollar value, then all hell will break loose, because everyone will want to speculate and bridge out of the chain and get their money out, and maybe speculate in and trade again some more, because now they see a dollar value and, okay, this is actually worth some money. And that
I
will,
don't know. I have
unless
never seen a market with only sellers.
well,
I mean,
you
no,
never
like,
seen a
no.
market where you basically airdropped everyone on the Ethereum chain. So
Well, we did see that. We did see that with the ETH proof of work.
well,
And nothing
what happened?
has worked there.
Everyone left.
That's
And
right.
nothing worked there. And we have the benefit of, actually, we have working exchanges.
Mhm.
We will have a working bridge almost right off the gate. So
Mhm.
that will help it a lot. But imagine everyone, if you actually give value to all those tokens, what will people do with them? They will want to cash out. It's like free money, right? If you received an airdrop that's worth 10K, 50K, or even 2K, it's money that you want to cash out.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't believe the long-term life of the chain, if you're a hater, right? So you're, by adding that liquidity, you're just giving money away to all those that don't believe on the chain. So it's the opposite of what we should be doing.
I don't think there will be any other tokens with value except the hex.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Everything will
thinking too.
no. Pulse will be connected due to the AMM bot to all other tokens,
Yeah.
right? As
Mhm.
soon as Pulse or any other ERC20 token has a value, all of them get a value because they can
Yeah.
all route until they get to the pool between EX and X on Pulse. So anyone, if I have Shiba Inu will be traded for Pulse, Pulse will be traded for X, and X will be traded for EX. So I can sell my SHIB, route it to get some EX, bridge it to Ethereum, and I'll dump EX to buy my SHIB on the Ethereum side. And that's just, and all the tokens can do the same. So giving liquidity, high liquidity pools or high liquidity trading pairs at the beginning is a bad idea for those that are providing liquidity. And if they do it with the X token, they will basically dump their own bags because it's the same as if they were selling. Because the people that will buy it from them on the Pulsechain will eventually bridge it back and sell it down. So it's indirect selling of their own bags,
Yes.
in my opinion.
Unless people like you and me, sneaky sons of bitches, start to
Buy it all up
from them.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I'll do if I see this happening. But I mean, I heard people, okay, I'm going to sell my X, I'm going to bridge it up and add it to the liquidity pool. And I'm like, okay, and who do you think is going to use the liquidity pools? People that want to sell your EX and then bridge the value up and sell it down on this side. So, and again, unless everyone that wants to leave already left, or there's actually other routes to exit the Pulsechain, if you only have that big liquidity between the X on Pulse and X on Ethereum, that will put pressure on the X price and it will make it go down on both chains, not only one, but on both. Because nothing else will give value to the tokens. There's only this insanely liquidity high bridge. And
Bridges
that
don't have
just
liquidity. Bridges just create a shadow of a token.
is the same idea. You have, assuming you have one to one copy, if I bridge 10 billion of X from Ethereum to the Pulse chain and add those 10 billion onto a pool, it will be a 10 billion pool of EX that people can buy, bridge it back, and then sell it here. It's the same idea.
But the token that you bridge into something, it's not the same as the thing
Yes,
on the other side.
but
like
it's
a
redeemable.
copy.
But it's redeemable one to one. So if I bridge one X, that X is redeemable for one X on Ethereum. So that's why it should have the same value. And that's why if you bind the liquidity, if you put a liquidity pool with one X and one EX, one to one, then they have the same value because they are interchangeable. Usually in the voice chat, I give the example of apples and oranges. If $5 buys me an apple, and an apple buys me 2 oranges, then the oranges $2.50 a piece, right? Because they are interchangeable, right? I don't need to buy directly the oranges for them to have a value if I can swap the oranges for the apple and the apple for the money, right? So everything will get a value because of this. They are interchangeable or redeemable for each other. So if you have a liquidity pool that's binding EX and PX one to one, they are worth the same. And even though EX is just a bridged in version, it's not the same, but it's redeemable for the X on the Ethereum, which means people can buy it on the Pulse chain, bridge it out, and then sell it down on the Ethereum chain. And that's what will happen if people provide a lot of liquidity at the beginning of the chain, in my opinion, especially because there are no other way out from the chain. It will be the most used liquidity pair to exit the chain if people actually, if the OA does right off the bat what people want it to do.
Well, the what OA could do is create a breached in hex. All of the let's say OA creates a liquidity pool from all the OA coins breached into pools
Pulsechain.
with the copies of with the pools copies.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, nobody can
can change the ratio
really move the ratio
between the two.
or
So they will
or just move it very slightly.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, it would be basically redeemable 1-to-1.
Mm-hmm. If you
But
assume infinite liquidity and parity and the tokens 1-to-1, right? Mm-hmm. But the problem is that makes it the only thing that guarantees is that the X value on Ethereum will be exactly the same as the X value on Pulse. It doesn't make it so they cannot go up and down together. And since the only thing giving value to the X,
what it doesn't make it.
I have one orange traded for an apple.
Yes.
But if my apple is $5, the orange is $5. If the apple is 1 cent, the orange is 1 cent. They are traded 1-to-1.
Yes.
But the price of one determines the price of both.
Mm-hmm.
So if X is and PX are bonded 1-to-1, but the X price goes down on the Ethereum chain because it's the only chain to give it value, the price of the Ethereum of the X on both chains will go down, not only one.
Hold on, just a moment. Wait,
but
just a moment,
so what you're saying, there will be only sellers. Only sellers will exist from the time Pulsechain is created.
What I'm saying
eternity.
I'm not saying eternity. That's why I said on the first weeks.
What the hex?
So in the first weeks there will be only sellers of Hex. No one. There won't be.
I'm not saying it won't be.
Would say to themselves,
I'm
gonna buy some.
You're not listening to what I'm saying. I'm not saying people that have X will sell X. I'm saying that due to that big liquidity pool, everyone else that has tokens on the Ethereum chain, all the tens of millions of people that have Ethereum tokens and want to get free money, they will lose those tokens to trade for EX, bridge in the X and sell the X them. I'm not saying us. I'm saying everyone else in the chain that has tokens that can be traded for EX. That's the problem.
Well, in that,
because it will be the only way to bridge value out unless there are other pairs with enough liquidity for them to use them.
How do we know that there will be a liquidity pool that allows them to do this?
That's
because
what I'm saying.
I think all the liquidity pools will be drained, and something like the guy who swapped 2 million of USDC for 5 cents of DAI will happen.
It has nothing to do with it. There's nothing to do with this. We know that what the AMM bot will do. It will remove the liquidity from all the other exchanges and put it on Pulsex. So all the tokens that have liquidity on with Ethereum today on Ethereum, the Ethereum chain will have liquidity with Pulse on the Pulse chain. So all tokens will be traded for each other. Now, how deep are those liquidities? I don't know, but they can be changed for Pulse, and Pulse can be changed for X. So if there's only if the OA did that and put a bunch of liquidity in that one pool, that would be the pool that everyone would use to exit the chain because it would have the lowest slippage and a guaranteed value on the Ethereum chain. It's simple. Unless someone, like I said before, unless someone puts some high million liquidity pool between bridge USDC and Pulse, then people will most likely use that bridge. But if people use that bridge, whoever put those 10 billion or million USDC is just giving money away for the people that want to exit. So my idea is the liquidity at the beginning should be low. They can set the initial ratio between X and EX at whatever they like, 1-to-1, 2-to-1, 50-to-1, whatever. people trading it will make it then move back and forth. But unless the system is, again, quote unquote, more stable, and everyone that wants to leave it already left,
Mhm.
then you are in the liquidity, the big liquidity. Those are my 2 cents.
That's 2 more cents. So that makes 4 cents.
4 cents now. We are getting rich.
It makes it makes sense, but
Because what is more likely? You have
but there
200 people or 300 on the community
Elmire, the
enter into
problem
Pulsechain.
is there are parties in this game which we don't know what they will do. We have no clue.
Yes, we don't know what they will do, and they are not savvy enough to know how the works or the Uniswap works, and they will wait for centralized exchanges. But the thing is, to me, probabilistically, you have the small ecosystem of X, because it is what it is. We are still small compared to the broader Ethereum ecosystem, right? If we are 300K, 400K, doesn't matter. It's more likely that we have all these 400K people, especially that sacrifice, so they already will have tokens on the other chain. Most likely, people won't bring new value into the Pulsechain right off the bat, because they already have money there, quote unquote, due to the sacrifice, right?
Mhm.
So even us in our ecosystem, we are not going to buy that shit up right away. So what is more likely? That all the entire ecosystem that now has value there will try to exit out because they don't believe it long term, or us small Mexicans that already sacrificed going to inject more money in just to keep it alive. Doesn't make any sense. You're just literally giving money away to people that don't believe in the chain at the beginning.
Okay.
So you basically starve a cold and feed a fever. So you're starving the cold now, and then later on, when we develop a fever, you feed it, and then it kind of maintains itself and it gets better. That's what you're saying. Yeah.
So basically, what you're saying is just sit around for a month and then do something.
Exactly, and
that's
especially,
what I think. Well, I agree. That's a smart thing to do.
And again, the only thing I'm doing is if I see something crazy going up in terms of the ratios, I'll take advantage of the one that benefits the most. But I don't plan on doing anything. I wouldn't recommend people bridging their whatever tokens at the beginning and create pools with them, because if more people want to leave the chain, they will lose those tokens to them. Basically, they are giving money away to people, in my opinion. And if you put even USDC, if you bridge in USDC, you'll put it at a ratio with Pulse that is similar to the sacrifice value. If it's like 10 times above, and Pulse started at 10x the sacrifice price, like 50% of the people will sell it either to take profit or just to further the people to then buy lower. So the price will go down regardless, and you just gave your USDC that you added to the pool to someone else. It's like, why would someone or the sacrifice address or whatever make that mistake? They will be just giving money away at that point.
Well, the OA never did that.
My point exactly why I believe the
OA never provided enough liquidity for big whales to exit in that.
Precisely why I believe it won't create big liquidity pools, even between the both X pairs or both X tokens, especially not at the beginning. Yeah. Maybe later makes sense.
I wouldn't count on that, to be honest.
Yeah, but apparently there are people, okay, it will most likely happen like 99.9%. It's the only thing that makes sense. And to me, I'm thinking, why? You don't need that. You're just giving money away, in my opinion, to everyone else.
I mean, it would make Elma. It would make sense if all of this what you described happens, and
well, in terms of likelihood, I believe it's more likely than the opposite. And if what I'm saying doesn't happen, having a low liquidity pool is a problem? No, people can do their shit anyway. So you only have a downside from providing a big liquidity pool with no downside on being small, right? So to me, being small at the beginning makes more sense than a lot at
Yeah.
the beginning, because being a lot of the liquidity, you have a possibility of a downside if what I'm saying happens, while if the liquidity pool is low, it is what it is. There's no downside to it, other than people
But let's not
should
forget
not
that.
fact finger the button. Basically, that's the only
Elmar,
reason.
let's not forget that liquidity providers on ETH could pull their liquidity from Hex
Yeah,
and just move it to Pulsechain.
yeah, and I said that
And
previously.
there won't be any exit way through Ethereum.
Well, there will always be exit way through Ethereum, and if the liquidity
But
is low,
if it is
wait,
100 times smaller,
if the liquidity
makes no sense.
if the liquidity is 100 times smaller, that makes it so it's easier to push the price down, because people think liquidity low, price moves up faster. But it's the opposite. It's also true. If the liquidity is low and someone fat figures the button, it goes down a lot more.
If there is bigger, the biggest liquidity pool sets the price. The tail cannot wiggle the dog.
Wiggle.
If there is
The biggest
huge
the liquidity pool that you're saying on the Pulsechain is not.
It cannot wiggle the fucking Ethereum price.
Wiggle the Ethereum price.
Again,
Who's wiggling here?
What will give money? What will give value to the Pulsechain at the beginning? It's Ethereum, the bridging tokens, because Pulse is not connected to anything else. And again, that's the other thing I said. If people breach those, it creates a pool with stablecoins. Unless that pool is thick enough, the ARB won't be enough to support the dumpage of X. Yeah. And that's my 2 cents. 6 cents now.
6 cents now, yes. And by the way, gentlemen, outro time.
Oh my God, it's already, yes. Let me find it first.
Find the outro, then execute the outro.
Because, God damn it.
I need to go back to work.
I need to go back and dream about.
Okay.
I gotta rewatch.
See you, everyone. See you, everyone. Bye bye.
Outro.
Oh, God damn it. We're still live.